Jim, you must be wondering how we didn't come away with that with 3 points.
Of course, I mean, we're extremely frustrated and disappointed that we've only managed to take a point from the game. Under normal circumstances against a club like Aberdeen, a point might be a decent result, but tonight, obviously, it feels very much like a defeat. And we've done everything right. There's so many good things that we've done. Even when it was 11 v 11, I thought we played some really good football. I thought we started the game the brighter. And then I felt that Aberdeen came into it in the kind of middle of the first half. And then we finished the first half a little bit stronger. But the second half, obviously, once they go down to 10 men, we completely dominated. Apart from a couple of lapses in concentration late on, which is sometimes to be expected, we should have been out of sight. We had 3 or 4, off the top of my head, really good opportunities to put the game to bed. You could give Joe Lewis credit for a couple of saves that he's managed to make. But yeah, I mean, we're extremely disappointed that we've not scored 3 or 4 goals today, and we've had 20 odd attempts again. So we just need to keep trying to improve in that area of the park, and that's all we can do.
Sure, and from a positive perspective, I think that's 8 undefeated now, and another really, really good performance against a really good team. Yeah,
definitely. And look, I mean, I'm disappointed, and no doubt, like the fans at home, frustrated that we've dropped 2 points. But I know when I watch the game back tomorrow, and I know there'll be so many good things I can take from it. And there was again a number of really good individual performances, but collectively, I thought we'd done really well again as a team against a really strong starting 11. So, look, the players are gutted in the dressing room, as you can imagine. But we're 8 games unbeaten, as you said, and we've just got to try and maintain that for as long as we can.
Do you feel like over the last couple of weeks after there was a few disappointing performances and results, you feel like things are starting to turn? You pleased with what you're seeing? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, look, I think the Betfred Cup, that was all about just winning the group and getting out of the group that we were in. We knew those games were going to be difficult, and we didn't play well enough against some of the lower league teams, but we managed to get the job done. I think since the Dundee United game here, I thought we were excellent in that one. We drew 0-0 when, again, we should have won comfortably, dominated the game. You go to Livingston, which is notoriously a really hard place to go and get a result from. The boys were excellent, deservedly won the game, beat Aberdeen last weekend in the Cup to get through to the quarter-finals. And here today, before the game, we were really, really positive, and we felt that, from the outside looking in, people would expect Aberdeen to get a reaction and to try and, in their eyes, put things right from last weekend. But there was nothing between the two teams, 11 v 11, so I can only give credit to our lads for that. But we're disappointed, that's the bottom line. We're disappointed that we didn't take 1 or 2 of the really good chances that we had, and we could have been standing here with 3 wins back to back, which is something we haven't done for a long, long time. But 8 games unbeaten with a run of games coming up now that I think if we play to that kind of standard consistently, then we'll win more games than we'll lose. There's no doubt about it.
You feel like as well there was a lot of earlier points in the season maybe chopping and changing, not kind of sure your best 11. Do you feel now that you're starting to kind of get a grip of what you think might be your best 11 and your best sort of system?
Yeah, I mean, look, I always think it's a bit unfair to call it your best 11 or your starting 11, because I believe in the whole group. I think we've got some quality players throughout, but right from day one, all you want to do as manager is to pick a consistent 11 so that the guys can get used to playing alongside each other, so that they can develop some partnerships and, gain some understanding of how each other likes to play. So, yeah, I would say in the last 3 or 4 weeks we've managed to find a system that suits us. Even today, obviously with the pace of Obika, Darmus, Connolly, Jamie McGrath making some great runs in behind. We knew that Aberdeen would come flying out of the traps. We knew they'd try and press us a little bit higher than what they did last weekend. And we tried to capitalise on that by getting the ball in behind them. And we've done that 3 or 4 times in the first half and caused them real problems. When Aberdeen go down to 10 men, then it's a completely different game. There is no more space for Ilkay and for Dylan to go and run into. So at that moment, you're thinking, how can we get some more creativity on, like with McAllister? How can we get 2 up front? And those were the reasons why we made those particular changes. Now, If we win the game 2-1 and, you know, Christian or Lee score the winner, then it's a masterstroke. But unfortunately, we just weren't able to capitalise on the chances that we had. But it certainly wasn't for the lack of trying, you know.
Jim, thanks very much.
Thanks, James. Okay, buddy. Thanks.